Hey, what's up? Welcome back to the workshop. Fantastic to have you here. Today I'm going to be working some more on the Damascus steel hinges, but first I need to run some errands. I need some steel, I need to drop something off at the UPS place. I think that's about it, and then I can get back here and start doing some work again. Here they all are from yesterday. It's going to be a great day. By the way, hats, the blue hats, are now up on the website. Success. Come all this way for that little tiny piece of steel. Look at the rain! No! It's England again. This thing is so heavy! This is a striking anvil that didn't go out for some reason, so I need to drop it off. I'm at UPS now. This thing is absurdly heavy. Woo! The lady was about to take it and I go, hey, watch out, it's extraordinarily heavy. She looks at me, says, okay, you can just put it down on the ground. Yeah, those things are heavy. I bought some wet and dry as well as some food. I just came into my workshop, and because it's raining and I have a leaky floor, my laptop was here on this table. Look at that, covered in water. So is my switching board. So this could be a very expensive day. You hear that? Yeah, that every second is a noise that's reminding me that I might have just destroyed my laptop and the video switcher, which is a problem. That noise is gonna drive me insane. I can put aside the fact that I might have destroyed the laptop, but that noise. Anyway, I've been thinking about how it is that I'm gonna mount this, and this is something I've been nervous about. I've been trying to work out the best ways to do this. I'll run you through some of the ideas I've had. I've had ideas like drilling and tapping from the underside and bolting from the inside of the box. I've had ideas like TIG welding a stud. Oh, it stopped. Oh no, it started again. TIG welding a stud off it, drilling holes in the box, goes in, put a nut on the stud there, and then screw it in tight, bolting it from the underside, of course. Again, pardon me. I've also had ideas of epoxying this on, because if I use a really good epoxy, like this stuff, like it would never come off anyway, but that's all difficult to line up and it's difficult to keep it clean. And obviously, the first thing that came to mind was doing it with screws. But that was also the first thing to leave my mind because I'm really worried about how I can get good aesthetics with screws. I just went to get some wet and dry, and I also asked if they had any nice screws. And they have these little slot head steel screws, which are very small, and I think this might be discreet enough. These might be discreet enough to work well with the Damascus steel. This noise is driving me so insane. It's horrible. Better. Still horrible, but better. Okie dokie, so now that I've dealt with that soft waterboarding, goodness, life of a blacksmith, it really is tough. I am now going to, is these the right ones? Yes, they are. I'm now gonna make sure that each of these fit properly. That's gonna involve grinding off these corners and grinding in here with the small wheel attachment on the belt grinder, get a nice radius, get it so that there's a nice range of motion on this pair here. Gotta do some filing too. Overall, lots of good work to do. It's gonna be a lot of fun. I've been so nervous about all of this, and I can tell you I am just so thrilled to see this one pivoting, and I think it's really attractive in here, and I think that with some final refining at the higher grits, it's gonna be just superb. This one is a lot tighter than the other one, so the first thing I'm gonna do here is I am actually gonna file these whatchamawhat's it on the doodah. This makes me so happy. I actually made things fit together and pivot. This is so cool. So you can see that with the small contact wheel, you know, I got in there quite a bit, thinned that down. That's good because this is all way thicker than it wants to be. What I'm now gonna do is I'm gonna take a hard disc on an angle grinder and I'm gonna take off a lot of the material off the front of all of these. Then I'm gonna go on the flat platen of my belt grinder and I'm gonna grind it all down. now has a 60 grit finish all over. Brilliant. What I now am gonna do is I'm gonna degrease all of the parts, and I'm gonna put them in some ferric chloride, and then I'm gonna neutralize that acid in some bicarbonate of soda solution. And I wanna look at the pattern just so I can get an idea how it's going, and also so you guys can actually see how this is looking. This way, this is gonna help me decide and refine my ideas on the fixing solutions. It's also gonna mean that I can just double check and see what I want on the top versus what I want on the sides. After that, it's gonna be on to bending all the pieces. Okay, so these are all wired up. Hopefully I didn't drop them all into, this is dirty acid now since it's been out. This is fine from the test etch. Into the acid we go. I'll probably leave it 5 minutes. Okay, here we go. Let's start having a look at all of these. Whoa, yes! This is so cool. This is so epic. So here I've cut off the heads of these slot-headed screws just to have a look at it. Now, obviously the ideal would be to have nothing, but I think this could work. I think this still looks pretty nice. What I now need to do is I need to get an idea of the radius here at the top of the box. A lot of people seem to ask the question as to whether I was going to curve this. I decided finally that no, I wasn't going to keep it flat and just fill the rest in with expanding foam. Yes, I am going to suck it up and curve it. So, with this held flat, I've been playing a little bit with the heights of this. Generally see where it is. And I think it's going to be just about at this height right here. And so my curve really starts right at the back, very, very base of this piece here. Continues all the way over. Now getting the right radius is going to be difficult, so that's what I've got to think about now. I still can't get over how cool this pattern looks. This is going to be so awesome! Pretty close. Yes! Woo! Oh my goodness! That was so much easier than I thought. This, yes! Woo! Now I just gotta make sure that it's the right radius. So I'm gonna let that cool down, and I'm gonna put that up to the box. Okay. So it looks like there's a little too much radius right up here. So I now know that right about there on my jig, I have to flatten it out a little bit. I'm gonna put this in the small forge, and I'm gonna let this cool down nice and slow. I'm now gonna normalize this one. So this is gonna get heated up and then go in the small forge. The small forge is nice and insulative, so that means that it's gonna cool down nice and slow. Today has been an absolute whirlwind. I'm cautious to want to say blast, because really a lot of this is really annoying. And the reason it's really annoying, and hang on a second now. The reason it's really annoying is because every time I want to just do one little step, whether it's grinding off just a little bit of steel, whether it's just radiusing off something here just a little bit, every time, because I have no idea what I'm doing, and I'm shooting in the dark, every time I'm asking myself, and I'm pontificating for 5, 10, 15 minutes with each step, how am I gonna do this? Okay, best way to do this? Okay, what if this happens? What if that happens? Oh my goodness, you know, It takes 15 minutes of thinking to do a 5-minute long task. And while I'm doing that 5-minute long task, I'm absolutely terrified that the thing is either gonna fall in half, I'm gonna slip and put a grinding gouge right where I don't want it, and it's 4 days work all gone, all gone and gone destroyed. But it is annoying in that respect, but it's so exciting that every single day, with every step that I achieve and I accomplish, and I go, whew, I got through it. It's so exciting because you have a great feeling of accomplishment literally with every single step. Every single step, I'm like, yes, I'm feeling great. I'm feeling great until the next one where I'm terrified that this is all gonna be destroyed. So it's a real whirlwind. Overall, very positive, super exciting to keep learning more. And I love this. Taking on projects like this, I'm finding it very, very humbling. So I'm really pleased that the Samurai Carpenter sent me this box for such a task of a project. It's really pushing my boundaries and what it is that I do. So thank you very much, Jesse. Goodness, what fun. I'm really looking forward to seeing you tomorrow on the next episode. Of course, I'm making videos as close as I can to every day. So if you're new, please be sure to go check out two of my other videos. Hit subscribe, and I will see you tomorrow. Absolute pleasure having had you here. Bye-bye.